right, everybody, welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. This is your first, blah, blah, I can't even speak. If this is your first time here, welcome everybody. Thank you for checking out the channel. I wanted to actually answer a few questions. I actually had some people kind of ask me, and also just wanted to talk about expanding my revenue stream and all that stuff. So we'll just talk about that. It's just a brief video here, but I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, are you looking to possibly expand into video games? Are you looking to expand into toys? Are you possibly looking to even expand to TCG cards? Pokemon, things like that. And currently, what I primarily focus on is basketball, football, baseball, some hockey, things like that, and a little bit of soccer. So I always wanted to, expand, and I probably will in the future, but currently not right now. And the reason being is that I love sports. I can talk sports nonstop with anybody, with the best of them, college or professional sports. And then I don't know left or right of any Pikachu, Pokemon, Charizard, whatever the hell, I couldn't tell you. So it would be something that it would be brand new to me. I'd have to literally spend more time, hours kind of researching it and learning it. I understand. I could go look up comps and stuff for them and stuff. I get that, but I wouldn't know, the types of, inserts, holograms, what are the good ones or not. So that's why I'm like, at this moment, I'm not going to be expanding on that quite yet. Maybe on down in the future. My daughter loves Pokemon stuff. She just loves the characters, things like that to collect. But however, myself, I just don't know. I wouldn't know it. I would have to start pretty much from the beginning and try and understand that part of the trading card industry. I wouldn't know, guys. So that's why I understand it's a huge market. I understand there's no injuries. I understand that, lots of people collect and buy and trade stuff like that. But in my eyes, if I don't know the product, it's very difficult for me to talk, respond to people, understand, negotiate, things like that if I don't know the stuff. It's just as simple as that. Like, same thing with video games. I used to be a gamer back, you're talking about 15 years ago. I don't play video games ever since I had kids, just don't have the time. And then for me to sell, old toys, games like that, I would love to do that, don't get me wrong. But I guess there's two parts to that. Is number one, I don't know the current market today. Once again, I'd have to relearn that. I'd have to reteach myself. I have to research it and understand where the market share is, what field I would go into, whether, vintage video games or modern video games or mid-modern, whatever. I wouldn't know. Same thing with toys. Obviously as a kid I used to collect toys. I love toys too, but I wouldn't know where to begin with that. And like I said, I'd have to start over. And one of those things where my time is of the essence is that I'm trying to scale up the sports card side. So for me to jump into that side, video game toys and all that stuff, it'd be really time consuming. I understand, there's tons of resources out there. Don't get me wrong, I understand that, but you still have to spend the time to check out those resources. So, I'm gonna stick with sports cards for now, and if I can make it successful, then if I want to branch out, definitely. Now, if and this is the thing, if I purchase lots and hey, somebody throws in Pokemon stuff, I'm definitely gonna listen. I'm definitely gonna look into them. I'm not saying no to that for sure. Same thing if they want to throw toys and stuff in. Now, the only thing is, I understand other people checking out my channel here is that they're resellers. So people are asking me, are you going to resell clothing, toys, like all that stuff? So that's the thing. What I want you guys to understand is that the storage, I can literally store hundreds and thousands of cards in my facility, my basement. So if I scale up to that point where I have to get a storage unit or an office or whatever, that's great. But at the moment, if I were to, add on toys, clothing, games and stuff, those are a lot bigger than, let's just say, this to store one of these. You see how this is? I can store one of these. I can store a freaking hundreds and thousands of those into, you know, boxes. So that's the biggest difference. So, you know, in regards to where I would put my inventory, I have, you know, a brother-in-law who's into reselling clothes and everything. And I've seen, you know, yes, it doesn't take a ton of room, but it takes a lot more room than a card or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how it can get, you know, once your inventory, if you scale up, it can be quite hectic on that. So maybe on down the road. So you know, if I can, you know, my biggest goal is to really expand this. Number one is make it sustainable as a living. But if I can scale it up to a point where I can expand, oh yeah, man, I'm always down to, like I just said, I'm down to get more revenue streams, 1000%. That would be my goal. If I get to that point, that means that I feel like, you know, I wouldn't say I'm max on my sports cards, but that just means I want to grow it to something else, whether it's, like I said, Pokemon, video games, toys like that. I would definitely do that. I know there's a market. I know there's a niche for that. However, like I just said, it's one of those things I'm trying to kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm stupid, guys. I'm not the brightest cat out there, but I got to keep it simple. Otherwise, if I go this way, because that's what I've learned. So, you know, I've started a fishing business, a small company called MAPOP Fishing. You know, I still have the YouTube channel. I need to post on it, but I haven't. But I've learned that I had to keep it simple. I was trying to do too many directions, and you know, it didn't work. So right now I'm just focusing on one thing and growing it and doing it the best that I can. Same thing with why am I just only doing eBay? Like I said, once I can grow this to a certain degree and scale it, I'm going to be doing more shows, hopefully in person. Hopefully I can do, you know, other avenues, you know, auctions, live auctions, or CompC, you know, other entities that I can get revenue from. But like, as I said, I want to focus on this, and let's get as good as I can on the eBay store, the eBay front, get as big as I can, scale it as fast as I can, and do it to the best that I can as a single, you know, as a single shop. So if I get to that point, like I just said, I can't wait till I can expand. That's going to be, you know, one of those things where, you know, I'll be super excited if that's the case. And another thing, man, if you guys know how to teach me a little bit about TCG stuff and, you know, Pokemon stuff, help me out, man. Yeah, feel free. Just put a link down on my comments and let me know on that. I'll definitely check it out when I have a little bit more spare time, and just kind of a 4-1, I guess a 101 class of Pokemon. That would probably be ideal on cards. Not the actual character themselves, but the, you know, the actual understanding of the cards and stuff like that. So that would be something, like I said, I would look into, because, you know, that niche would definitely be something I can see myself growing into. Just currently, I gotta see my bandwidth. My bandwidth is right now sports, and then this is the other thing too. If I ever expand to those other things, I can always sell shit, guys. So I was in sales for 20 plus years, and I can almost go back and sell stuff, and it'd be the same thing whether I sell games, I sell Pokemon stuff. But this is the thing, what it comes down to, bottom line is, I love sports. I love sports cards. This was, when I first started collecting, it was sports cards. I didn't collect any Pokemon stuff. So it's sports cards, and this has been a passion of mine, and it's still a passion of mine. I still love it, and I love sports. I love talking sports. When I go to shows, when I talk to people about sports cards, I also talk about sports. So it's a passion. I love it. It excites me, and I get excited talking about it and doing it. So in reality, it's a lot easier to work and sell those things than selling something that it doesn't excite me. I'm not gonna lie, Pokemon stuff doesn't excite me. Yes, people will say, well, money excites you, doesn't it? I get that, but it's not always about that. So I'm just kind of letting you guys know. So if I had a source, you know, Pokemon stuff versus sports card stuff, I'm going to fall into the sports card stuff because I love that shit. Simple as that, guys. Same thing with anything else. So it's one of those things where I want to stay, number one, within my niche, and number two, just something I love, man. I love sports, and I love sports cards. So sorry, it's a long-winded answer, but hopefully that kind of answered you guys. I will, hopefully, one day if I scale to a point where I can expand, that would be great. But at the moment, I really love what I'm doing now, and I also want to just focus on it and grow it and scale it to the best I can. So hopefully you guys understand. Hopefully that makes sense a little bit. I don't know. But other than that, Appreciate if you guys like this stuff. Feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget, check out the store, my eBay store. If you guys have never checked it out, it's on the link is in the description. Feel free to purchase any card, make any offers, guys. Every little bit helps. So, but other than that, if you haven't subscribed, but if you watched this far, appreciate you guys too. So there's a lot of those. So I do appreciate you guys. So other than that, man, until next time, guys.